As we come on the air this morning, history is being made, the fastest development, production, and distribution of a vaccine ever in this country. 10 months after the lockdowns began, this morning we have something we have not had enough of this year: hope. You're looking at Pfizer's main vaccine manufacturing facility in Kalamazoo, Michigan this morning, where those vaccines will be loaded onto FedEx and UPS trucks, fanning out across the nation. Just the starting point in a massive operation. Nearly 3 million doses of vaccine shipping to 636 locations across the country, some expected to arrive as early as tomorrow. This life-saving science cannot come soon enough. It has been a horrible week, a horrible month, and a horrible year, as the COVID tracking project so aptly puts it. The U.S. marking its deadliest week since the pandemic began. More than 100,000 new cases each day for more than 5 straight weeks, and more than 108,000 Americans hospitalized. And while the vaccine marks a turning point in the pandemic, it will likely be at least 7 months before most Americans can receive a vaccine. The CDC is predicting up to 362,000 deaths by January 2nd, an unfathomable toll. We are covering all the angles this morning, from approval to injection to what comes next. FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn standing by, our Chief National Affairs Correspondent Tom Llamas with a breakdown of the vaccine's transport across the country. ABC's Kaylee Hartung at Houston's Texas Medical Center, staff there expecting a major shipment, and Governor Phil Murphy as states decide who gets the vaccine next. But we begin where distribution is actively underway this hour. ABC's Alex Perez at the Pfizer campus in Kalamazoo. Alex, what are you seeing on the ground there?
Hey, good morning, Martha. You could argue this moment has been 9 months in the making. Take a look at the loading dock behind me here. Just moments ago, we saw some of the first trucks loaded up with the vaccine leaving this dock. It's a huge step that could help to eventually get the pandemic under control. Now, I want you to take a look at some of these images. After getting that emergency use authorization from the FDA, the vials filled with the life-saving vaccine began their journey from the Pfizer facility here to states across the country. Now, from ultra cold freezers to specially designed boxes to keep those cold temperatures, each box can hold about 5,000 doses. Now, the boxes are then loaded onto trucks, taking that precious cargo to area airports. Now, this initial batch of the vaccine consists of some 2.9 million doses. U.S. Marshals, as we witnessed there, Martha, were escorting those trucks as they head to the airports. Pfizer says they will be working 24/7 until they get that entire first batch out of here. Martha?
Thanks so much, Alex. Let's bring in Chief National Affairs Correspondent Tom Llamas, who has covered the COVID crisis across the country from day one. Tom, walk us through what happens next.
Martha, the Pfizer vaccine is one of the most valuable assets on the planet right now, so some of this information is very sensitive. What we can report is from where Alex was reporting just now, those doses will go to Louisville, Kentucky at the major hub Worldport for UPS and also Memphis, Tennessee for FedEx. FedEx has just reported the Pfizer vaccine, the doses are already in their delivery system. From there, they'll be shipped out all across the country. The first doses should hit the first Americans by Monday morning. And Martha, we do know those first Americans will be frontline healthcare workers, along with residents of nursing homes.
And some of that will go to Walgreens and CVS. They will help out?
That's right, Martha. CVS and Walgreens are working with the government right now to make sure they can get all those nursing home residents. CVS and Walgreens have pledged within a month, they hope to hit every single nursing home on their list. And the residents of those nursing homes do deserve this vaccine first. More than 105,000 Americans who live in these elderly care facilities have died because of the coronavirus.
And Tom, you have seen so much tragedy up close during this period. What do you think tomorrow's going to feel like?
You know, from the get-go, Martha, this virus has had the upper hand on America. We've tried social distancing, lockdowns, we've worn the masks. Have we been perfect? No, and yet We still have not been able to beat this virus. And still to this day, 9 months in, more Americans are dying every day of the coronavirus. We need this vaccine, and we need it right now. The good news is the best of America is coming together to make sure we get this vaccine. The public sector, the private sector, the military, all working hand in hand. Companies like FEDEX and UPS putting competitive differences aside to make sure these vaccines get delivered. Those healthcare workers, Martha, who had no idea what this virus was like, yet they showed up to work day in and day out, sometimes with not enough PPE. They deserve this vaccine first, not because they've been the bravest in this fight, but because we need them to be bulletproof. It's been a long 9 months. It's likely to be another long 6 months. But now, Martha, for the first time, we have something more than hope. We have a solution. Enough cannot be said about the brilliant scientists at places like Pfizer and Moderna and the Americans who lined up to be volunteers for this vaccine, putting something into their arms. They had no idea what it was. They are the unsung heroes here, Martha. Finally, so many Americans have been living in fear. We now have something to look forward to.
It certainly is a great day, Tom. And ABC's Kaylee Hartung, who has also covered this from the beginning, is outside the Texas Medical Center in Houston, where the state's largest vaccine shipment is slated to arrive within days. And Kaylee, I suspect it can't be soon enough for those there.
Yeah, Martha, and pharmacists here tell us they're hitting refresh on their computer screens every couple of minutes, just waiting for details on exactly when the vaccine will arrive. This is the largest medical center in the world. And among the 27 hospitals here, they are expecting more than 30,000 doses to arrive in the next 24 hours. Now, earlier this year, Tom Yamas brought us a really emotional interview with the nursing director of the ICU here at Houston Methodist Hospital. And TEAL Riley, she broke down in tears, trying to describe to Tom how difficult her job has been through the pandemic. Now, 6 months later, she tells me her job hasn't gotten any easier, but now she has hope that we're turning a corner.
We work in a critical care area. We are in the thick of all of this. Every day we come to work, we're putting ourselves at risk. Knowing that we can get this vaccine, it gives us hope again.
Now, TEAL admitted it took some convincing for her to feel comfortable to get that shot, but after doing her own research, she says it quickly became a no-brainer. And now she will be one of the first healthcare workers in this country to get that shot. Martha, she tells us she is excited, she's proud, and she is eager to set an example for this community.
And she is a great example. Kaylee, thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.